Today we are going to practice the Pavana Muktasana or Sukshma Vyayama series. Here we give micro movements to all the joints. Starting with the legs. The starting position or the Prarambhik Sthiti or Dandasana or staff pose. We start with Padanguli Naman or toe bending. When the toes are extended back, breathe in, and when the toes are bent forward, breathe out. Next is the Golf Naman or ankle bending. Breathe in and bend the ankles backward. Breathe out on bending it forwards. Next is the Golf Chakra or ankle rotation. Initially do with one leg and then do it together. Breathe in as you rotate it upwards and breathe out as you rotate it down. If you notice, during all these micro movements of the joints, the upper body is upright and the arms are fixed with the palms onto the floor. Next is the Golf Kurman or ankle cranking. The leg is bent and placed on the opposing thigh. With the help of your hands, hold the foot and rotate it in the clockwise direction first and then in the anti-clockwise direction. As the ankle is brought up, breathe in, and when it is brought down, breathe out. Do this for both the legs. Next is the Janu Naman or knee bending. Keep the leg straight with both hands placed below the leg at the knee position. Lift the leg above the opposing knee and breathe in. Then bend the leg at the knee and breathe out. Do this for both the legs. Next is the Janu Chakra or knee rotation. While supporting the thigh, the leg is rotated at the knee. Breathe in as you go in and breathe out as you come down. As you bring the leg down. While doing the Janu Chakra, make sure that the rotation is done in both the clockwise and the anti-clockwise direction. Repeat and do it for the other leg too. Next is the Titli Asana or butterfly pose. Bring both the feet together with the soles facing each other with the help of your palms and bring it as close as possible to your groin. Sit upright and make flapping movements of the legs. These movements resemble the flapping of the wings of a butterfly. Breathe in as the leg goes down and breathe out as the legs go up. Next is the Shroni Chakra or hip rotation. Bend the legs at the knee and keep the foot on the opposite thigh. With one hand, fix the angle and with the other, rotate the leg, trying to touch the ground during rotation. Breathe in when legs go up and breathe out when it comes down. Do it both in the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. As you view from the side, you can see the position of the leg during movements. Try to bring the leg as close to the ground as possible during rotation. Do it for both the legs in the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. All of these movements should be repeated for at least 5 to 10 times. Next, we move on to movements for arms. First is Mushti Bandhasana or making a fist. Breathe in as fingers are opened up. Breathe out as you make a fist. Next is the wrist bending or Mani Bandha Naman. Breathe in as the palm is brought up and breathe out as the palm is brought down. From here we move on to Manibandha Chakra or the wrist joint rotation. With clenched fists, rotate at the wrists. Breathe in on rotating up. Breathe out on bringing it down. Make sure that each of these movements are done for both the hands. Do this at least 5 to 10 times. Next is Kehuni Naman or elbow bending. Extend arms, bend at the elbow and touch the shoulders. Breathe in as you extend outwards. Breathe out on bending inwards. Do it forwards and sideward. Kehuni Chakra or elbow rotation. With the support of the opposite hand, the upper arm is fixed. The forearm is then rotated at the elbow joint. Breathe in on upwards rotation and when it comes down, breathe out. Do it in both the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction for both the hands. Next is Skandha Chakra or shoulder rotation. Bend the arms at the elbow and place palms on the shoulder and forearms touching each other and the neck bent backwards. Now the hands are rotated up with inhalation and exhale as it is brought down. Come back to the starting position and repeat in the opposite direction too. Do each of these movements 5 to 10 times. Next, we move on to movements for the neck or Griva Sanchalana. Inhale on bending the neck backwards and exhale on bringing it forward. Do this slowly as you control your breathing in and out. This is the neck up and down movement. Next, we move to the neck, turning left to right. The face is turned to the left and breathe in. Breathe out as you come to the center. Then the face is turned to the right. Breathe in, back to the center and breathe out. For the next movement, the head is tilted to the side, bringing the ears close to the shoulder as possible. Breathe in, come to the center, breathe out. Similarly, it is tilted to the other side. Next is neck rotation. Start by placing the chin as close to the chest as possible. Rotate up, breathe in, come back down and breathe out. This rotation should be done in both the clockwise and the anti-clockwise direction. So with one full rotation, you have to breathe in and breathe out. Next, in the Pavana Muktasana series, we move into the movements for the abdomen. First is Padha Uttanasana or leg raising. Lie down in the supine or face up position. Lift the legs or one leg each gradually from the floor without bending the knees. Breathe in as the legs are lifted up and breathe out as the legs are brought down. Do this 5 to 10 times. Next is the Pada Chakrasana or leg rotation. Lying in the same position, lift the leg or legs from the floor. Move the legs or leg first in clockwise and then in the anti-clockwise direction without bending the knees. Inhale as the legs are lifted up and exhale as the legs are lowered. Next, we showed how to do it with each leg and the legs together. Now we move on to Pada Sanchalanasana or cycling. Lying in the same position, do cycling movements, making sure to lift the legs to the upright position. Do it in forward and backward directions. Breathe in while lifting and breathe out while lowering. You can do individually for both legs as well as the legs together. Keep in mind that the legs move to the upright position and then is lowered down. Next is Supta Pavana Muktasana. From the lying down position, lift the legs and then bend it at the knee and bring it close to the chest. Using the arms, hold and lock it tight in position. Then release the lock, lift the legs and lower it to the floor. When the legs are lifted, inhale, and when bent and brought to the lock position, exhale. While going back, inhale when the lock is released and the leg is lifted, and exhale when bringing back to the resting position. Next is the Jhulana Lurkhanasana. Bring the legs into the locked position, keeping the legs locked. Rock the whole body forward and backward, then side to side. Breathing in and breathing out as you do these movements. Next, we have the movements for the eyes. All these movements are done with the head kept straight. First is sideways viewing. Extend both arms to the sides with the thumbs up. Now look to one side, then look to the center of the eyebrows, and then look to the other side. When looking to the sides, breathe in and breathe out when looking to the eyebrow center. Then breathe in looking to the other side. Repeat this. Next is the front and sideways viewing. Keep one hand in front and the other to one side with both the thumbs up. First look forward, then to the eyebrow center, and then to the side. Then come back in the reverse direction. Do this on both sides. When looking forward, breathe in, and when coming back to the center, breathe out. Again, breathe in when looking to the side, and on coming back to the eyebrow center, breathe out. Repeat this in both directions. Next is upward and downward viewing. Hold one arm forward with the thumb held sideward. Lift the arm upward with the gaze fixed on the thumb. Once the gaze crosses the eyebrow, spread the eyebrows so that the hand can be seen for a longer range. Slowly bring the hand down, keeping the concentration on the thumb. When lifting the hand, breathe in, and when lowering, breathe out. Next is the rotation. With one hand extended and the thumb up, rotate the arm in clockwise direction and then in anti-clockwise directions. Keep the focus on the tip of the thumb throughout the practice. When the arm is lifted up, breathe in, and on lowering the arm, breathe out. Repeat this for a few times. Next is the Nasikara Drishti or nose tip gazing. Look at the nose tip, then the eyebrow center, and then look to the distance or very far away. When the gaze is shifted from the nose tip to the eyebrow center, breathe in, and when looking at a distance, breathe out. Repeat this for a few times or as you feel fit comfortable. Keep watching our Sangamam Health channel for more health updates and yoga sessions.